Hey there, Razor Tip from Canada again, coming at ya. If you watched the first video, I showed you right-hand finger muting techniques using the tips of your fingers as pads. I want to expand on that a little bit, show you a couple of things that can be done with that, and a couple of other tricks along the way, odds and ends. One of the things that the technique allowed me to do, as I say, it allows me to get any combination of strings and notes that I want within reason. And being the lone guitar player in a band, one time we were playing Iron Maiden's The Trooper. And of course, there's three guitar players, and it's a double lead and things like that. But this technique allows you to, do a fairly decent job of sounding like the double lead, So here's part of The Trooper. Iron Maiden's The Trooper. I'll be mostly using the right-hand technique. You may see me go to palm once in a while, but I'll try. Okay. So what you're seeing there is I'm playing, like that, but I'm muting out all the other strings, so that I can come off of that and do a bar thing here. And then I skip up to the next two strings and go and then go down the neck too. But all the while I'm using that right-hand muting technique to basically get any combination of strings I want, so that allows me to do that lead. It's not very easy to do if you're just using palm muting or even sort of open thing, or you're relying on your left hand to mute. That's a very difficult thing. It sort of can be done. But I don't know, it's a lot of work for the left hand, to ensure that everything's muted, and it's just way easier with this technique. Let's see, what else was I going to cover? Yes, okay. One thing the right-hand finger muting technique allows you to do is get some very interesting harmonics. You'll end up sounding a lot like Zakk Wylde on this here. The thing is, you see, because your fingers are on top of the strings there, if you move them to certain, harmonic positions, you can get the harmonics, and they sound really good. And because you're only sounding that string, and the others are muted, you have total control. You could be going from the top of the fretboard or something like that. You don't have to worry about all the other strings because your right hand is muting them out. And so you can get, you heard just a little sample of it there. I ended on a note like that, but let's see if I can... See that? I'm getting the harmonic of that F sharp, and I'm getting it with my pinky here on the right hand. You see that? It's above the string there, and I'm I'm allowing the total string through at the beginning just to get the note, and then I close down on it gently with the pinky of my right hand over here, and there you go. See, you can get any harmonic like that, right? So you go. Yeah, I have a song that kind of sounds like that. That's a little piece of it, where I do that harmonic thing. I go. Now you can also do that on other strings. I was doing that on the F sharp on the low E string, but you can also get that by you can get that, like, say, on the A string. See how I'm kind of like opening and closing the fingers? That may not have been terribly clear in my previous videos where I explained what I was doing with the fingers, but may not have been entirely clear, but that's what I'm doing. You're kind of opening and closing the fingers, letting certain strings through, that kind of thing. So that was the A string. You can get harmonic. And you get the D string. The D string, you'll be using this finger, the the one next to the pinky, the third, and the tip of that's going to be resting on the D string. Like that. And like that. And so on, and for the G string, again, it'll be the third finger taking care of that, but it'll be more like the a slightly different part of it, because it's the G string, so you'll be going, you know, something like that. The thing is, if you can master it, you'll be in the middle of like a 500 note run, and you can come off of it without even looking at the right hand, and say end on that note there. See, because you'll be picking, and you can just quickly slide down, and the harmonic will close off, and the harmonic will come out. So like that. You hear that? So normal picking position. Oops. Okay, hold on. Okay, well, anyway, it never happens during demonstration, but yeah. So using that technique, of course, there's many other harmonic getting techniques. There's the pinching, there's I enjoy the one that's you're sort of cutting across the strings there with your right hand. You go, whoop, hold on. That gives me a good. I have a really good what I like to call a kill ratio, where virtually all of my harmonics are in an octave, above the note, or 2 octaves above the note I'm playing. I rarely get any fifths or anything like that anymore. I'm always able to get the harmonic exactly in unison, like 2 octaves above, like that B right there. You don't even have to think of it. You just you become used to where the harmonics should be, and it is possible to be very good at it. There's many other harmonic techniques, but just showing you a couple of them, especially the one using the right hand. And thanks for watching.